Let's face it, motorcycles are getting expensive. But in 2025, there are still great bikes out there for riders who care about value as much as performance. Here are 15 new motorcycles you can buy without emptying your savings account and still feel great doing it. Number 15. Royal Enfield Scram 411. If you ever wished the Himalayan had more flair without losing its off-road edge, the Royal Enfield Scram 411 is what you have been waiting for. This is the bike that bridges urban cool with trail-ready toughness, giving riders a dual sport option that does not scream adventure bro every time you pull up to a coffee shop. Under the tank, you get a 411 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine. It produces 24 horsepower and delivers 23 pound-feet of torque, which means plenty of usable grunt for city traffic, light trails, or weekend rides through back roads. While it shares DNA with the Himalayan, the Scram swaps the full adventure setup for more relaxed ergonomics and road-focused geometry. The 19-inch front wheel and revised suspension tuning make it just as capable of handling potholes as it is gravel paths. And the upright seating position gives you a commanding view of traffic while keeping fatigue at bay. The Scram also stands out visually, with bold tank graphics and a slightly more street-smart aesthetic than its sibling. Weighing in at 407 pounds, it is not the lightest in the class, but the balance and low center of gravity make it easy to manage at any speed. This motorcycle feels like a proper tool for people who need a go-everywhere machine without the intimidation factor of a larger displacement bike. The official starting price is $4,999, and it stands as one of the most affordable and versatile dual-sport machines you can buy in 2025. Now let's trade dirt trails for cafe corners. Next up is a street stunner under $5,000. Number 14. CF Moto 300 SS. If you are searching for a budget-friendly sport bike that does not compromise on features, the 300 SS is going to catch your eye. It may come from a newer name on the scene, but it punches far above its weight in both looks and performance. This is a fully fared machine that feels anything but entry-level. Powering this machine is a 292 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine. It delivers 28 horsepower and 18 pound-feet of torque, putting it right in the sweet spot for new riders or those wanting an easy daily commuter that can also tear up twisty back roads. The fuel injection is crisp, the throttle response is immediate, and the engine loves to rev. What really sets the 300 SS apart is its equipment list. You get a modern full-color digital TFT dash, upside-down front forks, a slipper clutch, and aggressive styling that borrows heavily from much more expensive superbikes. The ride quality is sharp without being harsh, and it comes with an anti-lock braking system as standard, something not always found in this price range. Weighing in at 364 pounds and featuring a 6-speed gearbox, this bike feels lightweight, nimble, and stable even at higher speeds. It is the kind of bike that invites confidence without ever pretending to be a racer. With a manufacturer's suggested retail price of $4,549, it is one of the best bang-for-buck motorcycles available right now. And speaking of surprises, the next motorcycle looks vintage, but its price is totally modern. We dug deep into resale data, rider forums, and dealer trends to bring you this list. So if you appreciate the research, hit subscribe and stay ahead of the market. Number 13. Janus Halcyon 250. Picture a motorcycle that looks like it rolled straight out of a World War II movie, except it's brand new and handcrafted in the 21st century. That's the Janus Halcyon 250. Built in small batches right here in the United States, this bike is a throwback in the best possible way. With its exposed frame, Springer front fork, and vintage lines, the Halcyon doesn't chase trends. It rejects them entirely. This is not a bike you see every day, and that's exactly the point. Underneath its throwback design is a 223 cubic centimeter single-cylinder engine. It puts out 14 horsepower and 10 pound-feet of torque. It's not built for speed. It's built for soul. Every piece of the Halcyon, from the hand-formed fuel tank to the exposed frame rails, feels like it belongs in a museum, yet it's made for daily use. The minimalist approach also keeps the weight down, making it easy to control for riders of all skill levels. This motorcycle is as much about attitude as it is about performance. It's for the rider who wants something truly unique, not mass-produced. And with a starting price of $5,995, it is surprisingly within reach for a bike this distinctive. If you have ever dreamed of owning something that feels tailor-made, this might be your chance to grab a piece of motorcycle art that also happens to move. Not into the old-school vibe? The next bike is all about sleek, no-nonsense utility. Number 12. SimWolf 150 Classic. Quietly earning its stripes as a budget legend, the SimWolf 150 Classic is one of those bikes that riders often overlook until they ride one. It flies under the radar but delivers real-world reliability with a hint of vintage cafe racer styling. Straight from Taiwan, this lightweight commuter is perfect for riders who want something simple, efficient, and refreshingly unpretentious, all without breaking the bank or overcomplicating the ride. The Wolf is powered by a 149 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine that produces 12 horsepower and 9 pound-feet of torque. It may sound modest, but those numbers make it ideal for city riding, quick errands, or even a relaxed weekend cruise. Its small frame and low weight, just under 270 pounds, make it effortless to maneuver, even in tight urban spaces or crowded parking lots. And that kind of agility? You feel it every time you swing a leg over. What sets the Wolf apart is its classic silhouette. With its round headlamp, slim profile, upright riding posture, and wire-spoke wheels, it feels like a nod to the standard bikes of the 1970s. Even the analog dash and chrome accents give it a retro personality that most entry-level bikes lack. And while it may not win any races, it certainly wins points for being practical and charming in a way few bikes in this class can claim. With a starting price of $2,999, the Wolf 150 Classic is one of the most affordable motorcycles on this list. The Wolf may keep things simple, but up next, we've got a machine that refuses to play it safe. Number 11. KTM RC 200. Looking for a lightweight sport bike that feels like a missile but won't drain your savings? Meet the KTM RC 200. This machine isn't just built for speed, it's bred for it. With razor-sharp styling, lightweight construction, and aggressive engineering, it offers real racetrack spirit in a package that doesn't blow up your wallet. The RC200 is powered by a 199 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine that delivers 25 horsepower and 14 pound-feet of torque. That power-to-weight ratio makes it a serious contender in the lightweight sport bike category. Whether you're carving up mountain twisties or just zipping through traffic, this bike responds with sharp precision and thrilling energy. Its fully fared bodywork, upside-down forks, and aggressive ergonomics give it the appearance and the feel of a race machine. But it's also surprisingly practical, with a comfortable ride position and excellent fuel economy for day-to-day use. The 6-speed gearbox keeps the engine in its sweet spot, and the disc brakes offer solid stopping power when it counts. The suspension is tuned more for performance than plushness, but for anyone who values control, that's a trade-off worth making. What makes the RC200 even more compelling is how it handles corners. This thing flicks from side to side with ease, making tight back roads feel like a racetrack and parking lots feel like playgrounds. Priced at $4,999, the RC200 is a high-revving bargain for anyone looking to enter the world of sport bikes. It delivers looks, speed, and confidence without demanding a fortune. Now, from the track to the trails, our next bike was built to conquer mud and gravel. Number 10. Honda CRF 300L. If you are the kind of rider who believes motorcycles should be simple, rugged, and ready for real-world terrain, then the Honda CRF 300L might be your perfect match. This dual sport machine is designed for riders who want a bike that can handle everything from dirt trails to backroad commuting, all without losing reliability, versatility, or control, no matter the weather or road conditions. At its core is a liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine displacing 286 cubic centimeters. It produces 27 horsepower and 19 pound-feet of torque, giving it just enough grunt to tackle steep inclines, loose terrain, and daily highway use. This isn't just a trail bike, it's a tool for practical adventure. The CRF 300L stands out for its excellent suspension setup, featuring long travel forks and high ground clearance. That means you can roll over rocks, bumps, and potholes with ease, whether you are cruising down fire roads or dodging traffic in the city. The 6-speed transmission offers smooth and controllable power delivery, while the ergonomics are upright and comfortable for all-day riding. Tipping the scales at just over 300 pounds, the CRF remains lightweight and nimble, making it approachable for newer riders and capable for more experienced ones. And with a starting price of $5,499, it hits the sweet spot between performance and affordability. But if you prefer city streets over country trails, this next one is a street fighter in disguise. Number 9. Suzuki GSX-8R. When it comes to middleweight street performance on a budget, the Suzuki GSX-8R brings serious value to the table. This is not some watered-down commuter, it is a legitimate street brawler with looks, power, and the kind of refinement Suzuki is known for, wrapped in a chassis that feels just as comfortable on tight corners as it does on daily commutes. Powering this machine is a parallel twin engine displacing 776 cubic centimeters. It pumps out 82 horsepower and 57 pound-feet of torque, delivering smooth, punchy performance whether you are slicing through city traffic or opening it up on a weekend ride. It is responsive, refined, and completely road-ready. The GSX-8R features a lightweight frame that keeps handling sharp and agile. The suspension setup is balanced for urban comfort and weekend aggression, and the rider triangle gives you an upright but aggressive position. It is a versatile layout that works for commuting, spirited riding, and everything in between. What makes this bike special is how much power and performance you are getting for the money. With a manufacturer's suggested retail price of $9,499, it pushes the top of this list, but delivers way more than you'd expect from a bike under 10 grand. It is a standout option for anyone who wants mid-sized torque without overspending. You just saw what a big power under 10 grand looks like. But now let's cut the weight, crank the aggression, and drop into the most explosive 125 on the street. Number 8. Aprilia SX125. This bike proves that lightweight motorcycles can still pack serious firepower and attitude. This Italian-built supermoto is razor-sharp, street-legal, and designed for pure fun, whether you're slicing through traffic or kicking up dust on the back roads. At the core is a 124 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine that hits the legal limit for European A1 license holders. It produces 15 horsepower and 11 pound-feet of torque, offering brisk acceleration and punchy mid-range. Paired with a 6-speed transmission, the SX125 delivers performance that feels far bigger than its size suggests. Where it really shines is in the handling. Upside-down front forks, a steel perimeter frame, and disc brakes on both ends give this bike race bike DNA with real-world control. It weighs just 263 pounds, making it flickable and easy to tame, whether you're a newer rider or a seasoned supermoto junkie. The aggressive styling, angular plastics, and signature Aprilia graphics give it a premium look that turns heads wherever it goes. It is not trying to be subtle. It is here to make a scene, and with a manufacturer's suggested retail price of $4,999, the Aprilia SX125 might be the most adrenaline-packed bargain in the entire 125 class. Riding does not get more minimalist than that, but this next one brings back that classic British swagger. Number 7. Triumph Scrambler 400X. This bike is what happens when retro charm meets off-road grit. This motorcycle is a rugged sibling to the more street-focused Speed 400, but it brings a tougher stance, longer suspension travel, and a bit more adventure to the table. It is built to handle everything from dirt trails to daily commutes without sacrificing the signature British styling that Triumph is known for. Under the tank, it is powered by a liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine displacing 398 cubic centimeters. That motor delivers a healthy 39 horsepower and 28 pound-feet of torque, making it one of the strongest performers in its class. The 6-speed gearbox shifts cleanly, and Triumph's ride-by-wire throttle system keeps response crisp and smooth. The Scrambler 400X comes standard with dual-purpose tires, longer travel suspension, and a slightly more upright riding posture than the Speed model. It also includes premium features like switchable traction control, a full-color digital dash, and an anti-lock braking system, all wrapped in classic Scrambler styling. This bike weighs around 398 pounds, giving it a solid but manageable presence on or off the road. And the best part? The manufacturer's suggested retail price in 2025 is just $5,699, placing it within reach of almost any rider looking for a versatile motorcycle that feels far more expensive than it is. From retro grit to pint-sized chaos, this next one's small, loud, and totally unhinged. Number 6. Benelli TNT 135. This compact Italian mini bike proves that affordable motorcycles can still pack a punch of personality. The Benelli TNT 135 brings Street Fighter energy to a pint-sized frame, combining lightweight agility with head-turning looks. Despite its size, this motorcycle does not shy away from showing off. At the heart of the TNT is a 135 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine. It produces 11 horsepower and delivers 8 pound-feet of torque, enough to make it lively around town while keeping it friendly for new riders or those looking for a second fun machine. With its naked frame, exposed trellis design, and aggressive front end, the TNT feels like a pocket rocket ready for city commuting or back alley carving. Its compact footprint and ultra-lightweight build make it incredibly easy to maneuver through tight urban spaces. The seat height is low, offering excellent approachability for riders of all sizes, and the handling feels snappy and engaging without ever being overwhelming. The simplicity of the TNT's design also means easy ownership. Minimal electronics, minimal maintenance, maximum fun. Weighing in at 257 pounds and paired with a 5-speed gearbox, the TNT 135 strikes a balance between small displacement ease and a little taste of sport bike flair. It is not about highway cruising or long-distance touring. It is about fun, simplicity, and getting the job done with style. The manufacturer's suggested retail price is just $2,999, placing it among the most affordable motorcycles of 2025. Looking for something quieter and more practical? The next bike might be the most humble machine on this list. Number 5. Yamaha YBR 125. This bike is a simple, straightforward machine built to do exactly what a motorcycle should: start every time, take you where you need to go, and cost you next to nothing to own and maintain. It is the definition of a no-frills commuter that has earned its stripes across continents, from rural towns in South America to dense cities in Asia and Africa. Now, in 2025, it is back on American soil. At the heart of the YBR is a 125 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine. It produces 10 horsepower and 8 pound-feet of torque. While that might sound modest, it is more than enough for city streets and back-road cruising, especially given the bike's featherweight frame. Weighing in at only 279 pounds, the YBR is exceptionally easy to maneuver, park, and ride, even for first-timers. The upright riding position is comfortable and practical. The 5-speed transmission is smooth, and maintenance is as simple as it gets. This bike is not flashy. It is not trying to be something it is not. But if you want a motorcycle that sips fuel, costs less than most scooters, and has the build quality of a major brand, the Yamaha YBR 125 is an excellent choice. And with a manufacturer's suggested retail price of just $3,199, it is one of the most affordable full-size bikes on sale in 2025. It is basic, but sometimes basic is beautiful. But the next one? It is small, loud, and everybody wants it. Number 4. Honda Grom. Some bikes try to be serious. Others just want you to have fun. And this one leans all the way into it. The Honda Grom has gone from novelty to icon in just a few short years. It is one of those bikes that turns heads, sparks conversations, and makes you grin like a kid every time you twist the throttle. In 2025, the Grom continues to prove that small bikes can still bring big fun. Powering the Grom is a 124 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine that produces 10 horsepower and 8 pound-feet of torque. That might sound small on paper, but once you get on this bike, you will quickly understand why it has such a cult following. It is light, flickable, and full of character. The Grom weighs just 229 pounds, making it one of the easiest motorcycles in the world to handle. It has a low seat height of 30 inches, which makes it approachable for almost any rider, regardless of experience or height. The 5-speed transmission gives you a surprising amount of control, and the fuel injection system keeps everything running smoothly. Where the Grom really shines is in its sense of community. Buy one and you will quickly find yourself invited into weekend group rides, stunt sessions, and local Grom squads that treat this little bike like a badge of honor. Plus, there is a huge aftermarket scene for customizing every inch of it. With a manufacturer's suggested retail price of $3,600, the Honda Grom is not just a bike, it is a lifestyle. But if you are looking for something chunkier and ready for off-road abuse, this next one is for you. Number 3. Yamaha TW200. This motorcycle has become a cult icon among off-road enthusiasts, rural riders, and anyone who appreciates rugged reliability. The Yamaha TW200 is not about flash, it is about function. It has been around for decades with almost no major changes, and that is exactly why people trust it. At the core of this machine is a 196 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine. It delivers 16 horsepower and 11 pound-feet of torque, which might not sound like much, but that is more than enough for light trails, gravel roads, and farm duties. The power is managed by a 5-speed transmission, and the gearing is tuned for low-end grunt, making it easy to climb hills or cruise slowly without stalling. This is a bike that thrives in simplicity. No fuel injection, no unnecessary electronics, just a carburetor and a bulletproof motor. It weighs in at 278 pounds, which makes it easy to handle for smaller riders or those just getting into off-road riding. But what really makes the TW200 stand out are those massive balloon-style tires. They give this bike an unmistakable silhouette and unbeatable traction in sand, mud, or loose terrain. It is a two-wheeled ATV disguised as a dual-sport motorcycle. With a manufacturer's suggested retail price of $4,999, it is one of the last truly simple, durable motorcycles on the market today. From chunky to classy, our next bike feels like a proper British machine. Number 2. Royal Enfield Hunter 350. Classic style never really goes out of fashion, especially when it is paired with modern reliability and everyday rideability. The Hunter 350 offers vintage design, urban agility, and just enough punch to make every ride enjoyable. If you want a bike that looks like it came straight out of a 1960s British catalog, but actually runs reliably in 2025, this one's for you. It is powered by a 349 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine that produces 20 horsepower and 20 pound-feet of torque. This is not a high-revving sport bike. It is a torquey cruiser meant for laid-back city rides, weekend cruises, and stoplight-to-stoplight comfort. The 5-speed gearbox shifts smooth and the frame is tight and agile. Tipping the scales at 399 pounds, the Hunter feels sturdy without being bulky. Its low seat height and upright bars make it perfect for new riders or anyone who wants a stress-free ride through traffic. What sets it apart is how much style you get for so little money. The tank design is clean and minimalist, the stance is confident, and the exhaust delivers that signature Royal Enfield thump. It is modern enough to be practical, but nostalgic enough to make you feel like you are riding a piece of motorcycling history. The Hunter 350 has a manufacturer's suggested retail price of $3,999, making it one of the most affordable full-size retro motorcycles available today. Alright, we have seen everything from mini bikes to retro rockets, but the number one spot brings it all together. Number 1. Honda Rebel 300. This bike has dominated the entry-level cruiser market for a reason. It combines timeless style, user-friendly handling, and proven reliability in a bike that is genuinely fun to ride. At its core is a 286 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine, delivering 25 horsepower and 18 pound-feet of torque. The power band is smooth and forgiving, making it an excellent platform for beginners, yet responsive enough for more experienced riders to enjoy. It comes equipped with a 6-speed transmission that shifts effortlessly, helping build confidence with every ride. Weighing just 364 pounds, it is one of the lightest cruisers in its class, and that makes it incredibly easy to maneuver. The styling borrows from the bobber world. Blacked-out finishes, chopped fenders, and a low sculpted seat just 27 inches off the ground. That low height makes it perfect for shorter riders and allows most people to plant both feet at a stoplight with ease. The Rebel's minimalist look hides a well-engineered chassis that is equally suited to city streets and open roads. With a manufacturer's suggested retail price of $4,849, the Rebel 300 is not just a good deal, it is the gold standard for accessible, stylish cruising in 2025. At this price, it is hard to argue. Honda nailed it. But which one would you ride home? Drop a comment below and let us know. And if you never want to get stuck with a worthless motorcycle, make sure to subscribe.